Hello all. In today's vlog, we will learn how to start the journey of achieving financial freedom and understand how a wealthy person does it. I recently read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki, and it completely changed my perception about asset versus liability. Rich builds asset and the poor piles up liabilities that they think are assets. There is a huge difference in how the rich classifies asset versus how the poor, typically the middle class, does it. Let's consider a typical salaried middle class Indian woman and men. We generally work very hard to fulfill financial commitments like buying a dream house, first car, giving child a good education and saving some money for retirement. Now you'll argue what it has to do with rich versus poor. Every human being aspires to all these things. Agreed. But the key difference is how rich and poor achieves it. A middle class earns money by working for someone, which is his only source of income. He takes care of the day-to-day expenses like rent, food, transport and so on. At end of the month, if any money remains, he will think of saving it, which most of them fail to achieve. As salary increases year on year, they will continue to fulfill their dreams like buying bigger cars, bigger house, going on foreign vacations, and the list goes on. Most of them will achieve this feat by taking loans and paying EMIs. With increasing salary, we increase our liability and expenses. Most of the time, the asset column remains empty. At one point in time, I had a home loan, a car loan, and an electricity appliances loan running for 4 years straight, and more than 50% of my salary was going directly to EMI. What the middle class is doing wrong? Well, first let's understand what a middle class will classify as an asset. I asked some of my close friends, what assets do you own? They typically answer house, gold, a car, a piece of land or a plot. If I ask a wealthy person, he will say asset is something that generates income and puts money into my pocket. Now you'll argue that a house is an asset. If you buy a house to stay, then it is a liability because you will pay money out of your pocket for a home loan, property tax and maintenance, and you will sell the home in the future mostly to buy a bigger house. If you buy a house to rent, if the rent income is more than the loan, then the property is putting money into your pocket. Hence, it is an asset. Things that consistently put money into your pocket are called asset, and things that consistently take money out of your pocket are called liabilities. Wealthy people will concentrate their efforts on buying income producing assets. The income generated from the assets is used to take care of day-to-day expenses. They will focus on minimizing the expenses and liabilities, which will allow them to create more assets from the income generated by existing asset. As a result, the assets will keep growing while the liabilities and expenses are kept in check, and the income will continue to grow exponentially. A wealthy man will buy a bigger house or an expensive car, but he will ensure that the income generated by the assets allow him to afford it and not go for loans which will add to liabilities. Wealthy people understand the importance of creating multiple sources of income. Most of them will have 6 to 7 sources of income. To summarize, take risk and don't play it safe. Focus on minimizing the expenses and avoid the liabilities. Generate your second and third source of income. Always buy income generating assets. Ask yourself, can you identify second source of income? What assets do you currently own? Can you find ways to minimize your expenses and liabilities? If you find the video informative, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.